Let's face it, conspiracy theories are all over the internet. But every so often, something happens to show that there's actually substance behind some of the accusations. It turns out, according to the Federal Trade Commission, the three biggest vendors in dental products engaged in a conspiracy against small dental practices. Now, if you've ever wondered why your costs for materials and products were so high, this might explain it. As a solo or a small group practice, you don't have the pull to prevent something like this from happening again. But you can make the cost of supplies pretty much irrelevant to your success. I'll be back after the break to tell you how. I'm Colin, Receiver, CEO at SmartBox. Thanks for watching the Patient Attraction Podcast. Now, listen, I'm a business owner like you, and the thought of companies conspiring to drive up my cost makes me see red. Now, here's what the Federal Trade Commission in February of 2018 alleged against the three largest dental product distributors in the United States. Those are Benco, Henry Schein, and Patterson, which control some 85% of the distribution of dental supplies, equipment, and services market. Now, this complaint filed by the FTC alleges that the three companies entered into an agreement to withhold discounts from certain buying groups and to not compete for those groups' business. Those groups were composed of solo and small group practices. And without those discounts, those practices wound up paying significantly more, exponentially more than they would have otherwise. Practices like yours, I'm guessing. Now, there's an additional allegation that Benco committed invitation to collude by repeatedly inviting Burkhart Dental Supply to join this conspiracy. Now, okay, enough with the news recap. Your practices and others like it have gotten the shaft by these big businesses. And you've almost certainly overpaid for products, supplies, and equipment than you should have. Something I'm sure you're well aware of, that you've known for years you're paying too much. For small practices that already have tight margins, those higher costs can be a big, big deal. Almost all dental practices advertise on low prices and insurance acceptance and discounts. And since almost all practices in a market do the same, there's an ongoing price war. Price wars are bad for margins. High costs are bad for margins. This is bad, bad business. Now, hopefully, you and other dentists like you will be able to enjoy the discounts that you deserve. But there's no question that corporate dentistry and large group practices have advantages of scale that you'll probably never match. So how about we make this whole thing irrelevant? No, seriously, listen to me here. When your average case value is much higher, the cost of supplies and equipment is a minor factor in your success. The way you get higher average case value is by attracting better dental patients. Better dental patients make 30 to upwards of 40% of every market in the United States that we're in. They don't care about the low prices and the discounts and the Groupons. Better patients actually have discretionary income. They have the willingness to find the dentist that they see that has expert status, the dentist that they can know, like, and trust. Now, don't get thrown by the word expert. It doesn't mean the same to patients as it does to you. Better patients are looking for a likable, relatable, and trustworthy dentist to solve their dental problems. Now, that's a very different proposition than a price-driven patient. Attracting better patients requires an integrated approach with all of your on and offline marketing. You can't simply tell prospects that you're the right dentist for them and you're the most compassionate and you have the best team. You have to show them with videos, with social, with reviews, with emails, with your website, with bios. The bios is the second most visited page on your website. They need to hear it from other patients too. A psychological principle, a very powerful psychological principle known as social proof that Dr. Robert Cialdini outlined. Now, there's a lot more that goes into creating and maintaining an integrated approach to attracting better patients. It's a big ask for busy dental practices. Just ask Dr. Jonathan Gilbert from Maryland. He said, quote, I've had different companies in the past. They're good at this and they're good at that, but they don't put it all together. And I don't have the time to put it all together. I want to focus on my patients and focus on what their needs are. I like to tinker with the stuff, but to be honest, I'm not that great at it. So I wanted to find a company that could do everything as far as marketing for me. I decided to make that leap of faith, and I'm very happy that I did with SmartBox. Their ability to take all the stuff and put it together and handle that aspect so I can focus on my patients. Visit SmartBox Dental Marketing. Schedule a call with us. We'll spend an hour with you to deliver at least $1,000 or $2,000 worth of value to build a patient attraction roadmap that's completely yours, completely complimentary, to show you how you can thrive and attract better patients in your market. Realize there's always going to be bad business of several types, but you don't have to be affected by it. Join me for our next podcast. Until then, keep moving forward.